Good morning, Mehul, and welcome to this conversation. I know we have been talking about this for some time. So Mehul, first of all, as Centriqe, we thank you very much for trusting us to deploy Centriqe AI-based solution to your group of hotels. I know you are the founder, owner, CEO of Signum Group of Hotels, and you have been doing this for quite some time. And you have already now on your fold around 14 hotels, and you're signing up a contract with many more. And I'm sure in the journey as we go along, we will do much better in terms of technology. So to
Right.
kickstart this conversation, Mehul, tell me when you decided to go with Centriqe, what were the key business drivers which was really compelling you to consider some latest and greatest technology to support hotel owners?
Right. So thank you so much, Alak, for taking time out to speak to me. I think it's a pleasure. You are a cult figure when it comes to tech in the Silicon Valley. And it's a pleasure and an honor that we partnered with you to get in artificial intelligence, robotics into the hotel industry. I think we're going to be pioneers in the same. So coming back to your question, when the entire hotel industry and the world was in the grip of this pandemic situation, we all were trying to figure out what is it that we need to do to ensure that the costs are curtailed and we ensure the profitability moves in. And I think you came in as a blessing in disguise, I would say. And when I saw the proposal and when we had remarkable discussions in terms of costs, in terms of what exactly would you do, I exactly knew that you've hit the bullseye. Which means essentially you got the essential elements of the hotels captured extremely well, encapsulated into the entire framework, and the exact requirement of a hotelier was captured to the right point in terms of controlling the cost and improving the profitability. So I think what I must credit you and the entire team for really getting to the pulse of hotels, and I think placing the right technology at the right place and at the right time. But I think the product what you're coming up with will definitely change the way hotel runs in times to come. So thank you very much for that.
No, excellent, Mehul, and thank you for the trust. And also, and in the hotel industry, people always say the trust and the touch, which is very important. In the current pandemic situation, when the hotels are opening up, I think by third week of this month or end of this month all across India, and also situations are improving across the globe, right? So what are the key drivers or key things, initiative which you are taking to get the confidence of the guests so that they should start coming into the hotel, they should start staying and living in business with you?
Right. So we've fixed up a date of 1st October for 6 of our hotels to open up. We've most important is getting the confidence of the owners back, because obviously the point is we are all starting from ground zero, essentially absolutely zero business at all. So I think it was extremely important for us to win the confidence of the owners, win the confidence of our team, our fellow colleagues, the employees, our corporate office, and of course the most importantly, how is the business going to be shaking up? So we've like you rightly said, we've started to get some very positive feelers from the market. We've been approached by a lot of agents, B2B partners, B2C, in term small wedding queries coming October, November. So we definitely see that there is an influx of business coming in, and that's the reason why we chose that once, anyways, the season in India, typically in the north, is from October to March. So I think it's a good time to start off. People are being trained now. We're getting back people into the offices and all that stuff. And that's and the communication, what is going to all our guests through our website, through our e-communication or broadcast, is complete COVID precaution, which we are taking. This is going as a newsletter. And of course, any communication going from our agencies and all that stuff, telling the customers, telling internal and external customers both, that we are all ready, set to welcome you. So most important is to win the customer, win the trust of the ownership, the customers, both internal and external. And I think we have a window of about 45 days before we start setting up the business and start getting into the groove.
Excellent. You touched on a very important point since you're opening up 6 hotels in October and you have some time to get in touch with your guests or target or prospect who will be staying with your hotels and to win the confidence of the owners. That's very important. And you mentioned about the e-communication, sending the newsletter just to win the confidence. So obviously that requires some kind of a smart communication or
right.
an AI-based communication, which Centriqe
right.
it's very, very automated based on personalization. And also
right.
listening to your guests, that is also very important, that how
right.
they communicate, how they respond, what they need, and all of those coming in from different parts of the world. So you are also addressing in terms of guest feedback or the response system and developing
right.
the promoter score higher. So
right.
you have paid attention to that. Can you touch upon that? That what is a 360-degree view which you're planning for guests who come in and how you offer the personalized care to them?
See, you know what? I think you've touched upon an extremely important point, because the guests who would come in essentially are, and there's a complete change in the psyche of the guest who would come in now after and what it was in pre-COVID times. The most important aspects in terms of the safety, security, health, hygiene has taken extreme important steps, and I think that's something what the guests are looking at very, very carefully while choosing a hotel. So what we've done is in terms of all these steps which have been taken into the hotel for the consideration of all the measures post-COVID on our website to tell each customer that we are ready to welcome you post-COVID. And it's extremely important with, of course, Centriqe being there as a partner to capture every small bit of request, requirements, interest of each guest. Now, it's more important than it was pre-COVID, because times have changed. One, the business is absolutely scarce. Anybody who's willing to take a risk actually to travel also has to be very, very made comforting that he is in the safe hands. So it's extremely important that besides the fact we do personalized service, there is a certain element of unobtrusive service also which needs to be involved, which does not necessarily mean that it is coming in a closer proximity to the guest, but it also means digital less. It means contactless, it means usage of the right technology, but also capturing all preferences and likes of each guest in the right way. So I think the way the customers were addressed pre-COVID and post-COVID, there's a big stark difference in how we would handle them.
Completely agree with you, and that is across the globe, in the US too.
Right.
As we are seeing, people are extra cautious about the social distancing. They wanted to, they wanted to stay home. So now you touched upon contactless. So obviously you would be targeting omnichannel. I mean, web, where people will be making the reservation, and when people like to be interacting with you through their smart device rather than on face-to-face. So obviously interactive chatbot, the technology which Centriqe introduced, that will help you
absolutely
a lot, so that guests will be able to come in, submit everything on their smart device. They can have checking process done through robotic process, which is chatbots, intelligent conversation based. Also, guests should be able to order, make the reservation of any service the hotel will be doing, which is the capability which Centriqe has. It take you to the next level of interaction, guest interaction and engagement through the devices. Now, touching upon that, Mehul, you also talked to me about the key element for the owners are looking at profitability. How can you do more with less? Because they want to see the revenue. They wanted to see what are the measures you are taking to address the owners community of the hotel.
See, you know what, in the last 4-5 months, now what's going to happen in the next 6-8 months, the shrink down. there will be, and it's going to be divided amongst, and there will be cutthroat competition. The pricing anyways has come down drastically. It's fallen by about 30-35%. Obviously, each owner is bothered about his bottom line, his profit numbers, his top line, his EBITDA margins. So what we intend to do is, of course, one of the biggest costs in the hotel industry essentially is the capital cost, which in terms of the payroll, heat, light, power, sales and marketing, food cost, which is variable. Now, the good part is with Centriqe is it helps us to really mitigate the payroll cost by decent percentage. So when I'm not going to get into details about how and what percentage are we talking about, but I think that's one of the biggest reasons. And when we're able to control the cost by a reasonable percentage and build up a business and build up your cost as and when the business improves, this definitely gives confidence to the ownership. Plus, we've 5-6 sales offices, our international sales office in the last, a very further strengthening of our relationship with our partners. That definitely gives a lot of confidence. We are also in process of doing a lot of stuff in terms of pre-purchase of room nights and all that. And of course, enhancing these sales with your chatbot on our website, which is algorithm driven, and it really pushes and converts the sales by as high as about 60-70%, which also means that there is, even if there are few leads coming in through the website, through the chatbot by you, even if you're able to convert a few leads and the percentage is high, we know that it is going to be adding up into our top line. So all these measures gives confidence. When we actually talk to ownership, we give them facts and figures, we present them a business plan, we tell them the realistic figures as to what sort of numbers are coming in. That definitely gives confidence to the ownerships.
Excellent. Mehul, you talked about the Centriqe dynamic revenue and the cost management system. It's the profit edge is based on the AI or data-driven intelligence.
Right.
You just alluded and you just elaborated on how hotel owners should be managing the cost streams based on the dynamic revenue stream which is coming in. And you know better,
right,
various segments of revenue can be impacted, which should be based on automated system, based on some intelligence, so that your marketing team or more intelligent can reduce, guests coming in from OTAs, where the that goes to the OTA, which you can bring it to your website. And dynamically manage your cost overhead, not only the resources on the services element, and at the same time, you are not compromising on the guest services.
Correct.
Because guests need to have real-time service delivery.
Right.
Fulfilled through all of the automated system you're talking about. So obviously your bottom line is going to go up.
Correct.
And bottom line goes up, your owners will be happy and delighted with
it.
So that is a very important thing which you narrated, that in our journey, we are introducing some latest technology which will help the owners and to give them the visibility how each business is doing from a microscopic standpoint.
Correct.
Part of it. Now, how would like to communicate a message to owners, right? Because owners right now are really nervous. They're losing revenue, they are losing business, they have a lot of overhead to manage their property. How are you giving them the trust and confidence that you don't have to panic? This is not going to be forever. This is going away, and we will come back and we'll give you better returns.
Right. See, you know what? The most important thing which I've learned in my life is you give and get trust when you meet the person in person. No matter where we are, we always believe in personalization. We always believe in getting out of our offices, walking up to the ownerships, taking time out, taking their slots, and presenting them the real facts of how the business will change in times to come. Owners realize that it's going to be loss making for some time, but owners also realize that it's important to give them a realistic view of how we would help to change the way the business has been done. And trust me, when it's a very transparent approach, when we give to the ownerships, even if I say, listen, for next 6 months, it's going to be loss making because it's a higher inventory of 120 rooms. We break even at about 35 lakhs. I don't see the business moving up to about 15, 20 lakhs a month. Eventually next month, it'll move up about 30 lakhs. Owners understand that. And that's the beauty about this business. However, what is important is complete transparency and trust. We've done our share of mistakes. We've at times overcommitted, under-delivered. I always believe, always under-promise, but over-deliver. I think that's something which is what I realize. So I think we all are doing our business. We all are. See, at the end, clear, and we all now, especially in these times, want the owners to succeed, our partners to succeed, companies like and our partners like you to succeed, us to succeed. It can only happen when we all work together as a team. So I think the most important thing which gives confidence is complete transparency and sheer hard work and dedication and commitment to whatever plan we outlay. I think that's the key to success.
So transparency and visibility of how you manage the operations. That's how I'm in here. Now, obviously your people, because as a hotel management company, you are also empowering your people, right? And when you empower, how they are highly motivated to serve the guest, because if the people are motivated, they will delight the guest, right? So how are you empowering them with the technologies? That is the key element. So if guests are coming, you are giving them on their smart device. Are you also empowering your employees with their with the smart devices?
See, yeah, my philosophy in life is very simple. You keep your employees happy and they will enjoy comes back to you. I think this is something which I picked up from Richard Branson, and he made a very famous statement. You ensure your employees are happy and you are in your business always. So this is exactly what we follow. And till the time you do not empower your team, till the time you do not encourage them to take decisions, make mistakes, make blunders, but do not repeat it again, I think we will continue to be successful. So all the technology which we introduce, it'll be implemented firsthand with our team. Let them implement it, let them use it with the real-time experiences when it comes to the guests, and let them make mistakes. It's okay. They're all human beings. They're also being adapted to a very new way of doing the hotel business. They were never used to it. We were always used to doing welcoming through Artitica, garlanding, and this and that. It's all passé now. Now, what is important is in terms of contactless, in terms of using of technology, people are being more earnest about it, and we give them a chance. Let them be the forefront people who lead the charge. They are our frontline warriors, and they will continue to be, because if they are able to ensure that which keeps us in business in times to come.
Excellent. Empowering the people, empowering and motivating, and the technology which you're giving from Centriqe is a handheld device based. So they're smart device based, so that they are visible. They are also able to see what guests are requesting in real time. They should be able to fulfill it in the guest room or wherever the guest. So they will shine. In fact, shine. They will outshine what services they are offering to the guest. The curtain, not necessarily in front of the guest face, but behind the curtain. If they fulfill the service in real time, instantly, guests get delighted. That's what you are giving to your people, to your employees, that get the newer technologies, get yourself aware and trained. Once you're getting trained, you would be the better off person. Technology is not going to replace, rather technology is going to help them.
Enhance, yes, absolutely.
Do more with less, right? That is the bottom line of our conversation today, that we have a journey to help you perform better for your hotel. Bottom line, you are going to ensure the hotel owners that you will be giving them better transparency, better with the system, better returns, better as the market opens up. We know the situation is tough during pandemic, but we all are facing that, and we are all in this journey to see it through, to take this whole Thank you very much, Mehul. I really enjoyed talking.
Thank you so much once again, Alec, and thank you so much for your trust in us. And I assure you, we stand committed, and Thank you for this wonderful, fruitful partnership that we are embarking on a new journey with you. And together we shall make it successful, and a world-class product which you've brought into India. And I wish you all the very best.